Warning! If this video offends you, you are probably a little bitch. Enjoy. What is up, guys? This is Logan from Mooks of the West. This is my part 3 of political perspective from a gamer's point of view. And I ended off with that I think passengers can be searched randomly to a certain extent. However, I don't think racial profiling or religious profiling is acceptable. For example, searching Arabians. Just because they're an Arabian, it doesn't mean they're a terrorist. So what I think is if we do a random search, I think there should be some sort of regulation to the point for every two or every one Arabian that you search, you have to search one other race. You have to search one other white person, one other black person, one other Mexican, depending on the circumstances. Or at least I think that should be a rule because, let's be honest, racial profiling does exist. If a black person hates a white person, he's going to search the white person. He's going to be like, how does that feel? Haha, bitch. Pimp slap. Basically, is how I could see that going down. Racism exists in all races, whether or not you are white, black, Mexican, or a fucking Arabian person, Middle Eastern. I don't care whether you're fucking Chinese with those fucking fish eyes. Racism fucking exists. It's not white people's fault, despite what some of the rioters and protesters think every time a white cop kills a fucking black kid, because God forbid, a cop shot a criminal. No, but if a fucking black kid shoots a white kid, fuck, nobody cares. Anyway, that is just my little rant right there. So yeah, I don't know exactly how I feel about searching passengers randomly. I'm sort of in the middle on that one. I understand, that it might be necessary, but also at what point do we start infringing on other people's rights, freedoms, and liberties, their security and their private property? At what point do we start infringing on that? At what point does it become unconstitutional? And look, I don't think undocumented immigrants should get benefits that I don't. Okay? That's a conservative point of view, and a lot of people are going to hate me for that, but if you're an illegal immigrant, you are a criminal. Okay? That's not racism, because I'm going to be honest with you, okay? It doesn't matter what fucking race you are. An illegal immigrant is a criminal. So, an illegal immigrant is a criminal. I don't care if you're white, brown, black, fucking Barney, or Jesus Christ himself. It's not a race issue either. And, you could be like, well, what about a refugee? Give me a definition of a refugee. Well, a refugee is a person who has been forced to leave their country in order to escape war, persecution, or natural disaster. So, you can give me that whole refugee argument, or you can call me a racist, but it's simply not true. Of course, immigration is a highly debated topic, if so, on the same level, on terms with guns, and I want to say racism, but I think it's more of an issue than guns are and racism is. Okay, and, somebody would be like, well, what about, refugees? And, I think the appropriate question to my statement about illegal immigrants would be, under what circumstances do I consider one to be an illegal immigrant? And how does that compare with what U.S. immigration laws say? Or how do I choose to differentiate between an illegal immigrant versus someone who is seeking refugee status or asylum? Also, another question would be, do I believe someone choosing to immigrate due to dire economic strains or political oppression to be a criminal? And then I believe an appropriate question would be, do I think crossing over legally is a much too difficult process? Or do I think the deportation laws are too strict? And then the last question I think would be the most appropriate is, why do I feel illegal immigration is a problem? So I think those are important questions, because there's three ways that one will interpret me saying that an illegal immigrant is a criminal. One from the right would praise me and agree with my statement 100%. And then one from the left would demonize me and twist it to make it seem as if I'm not sympathetic or have no compassion for human rights. However, I think the questions I stated above should be asked before either left extremist supporters or right extremist supporters take what I say to heart. Okay, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Of course, immigration itself is a topic for another video, or I might touch in a little more on that depending on how this video is looking. Let me think. There's only a couple more things I could talk about, and then I could touch on illegal immigrants a little bit. I respect private property rights. If you own a property and it's yours, it's your fucking property. The government has no right to seize that from you. They can buy it off of you, of course, because, you know, that's what freedom's all about in capitalism. But as far as I'm concerned, that property's fucking yours, okay? Don't fucking be a jackass. It's your damn property. Okay, it's simple as that. And that's conservative view. I also believe in same-sex marriage, so that's a liberal view. So as far as I can tell, and as far as any sane, logical person can tell, I'm an independent and am neither conservative or liberal. So now let's touch on some immigration. Obviously, that is a very debatable subject, very debated hot topic, where if you say an illegal immigrant is a criminal, you are called racist, or you are made to look like a non-compassionate, non-sympathetic asshole who doesn't care about human rights by a liberal. Okay, and then, you know, I stated simple things. You know, I think questions should be, under what circumstances do I consider one to be an illegal immigrant, and how does that compare with U.S. immigration laws? Okay, if you're an illegal immigrant, I think you should try your hardest to become a legal immigrant. If you sneak in, don't fucking hide from the government, okay? I think that you should try to gain citizenship. Okay, and I don't care how fucking hard it is. If you want to be a fucking citizen of this country, you need to become a fucking citizen. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care. But if you want to be a part of this country, become a citizen. That way, the taxes that you pay when you're working, or, you know, shit like that, you know, you're getting benefits from it, okay? A lot of you immigrant sympathizers will be like, well, the illegal immigrants pay taxes too, and they're not even receiving benefits. That's bullshit. There's lots of fucking liberal, democratic, fucking government subsidies that fucking pay illegal immigrants. Fucking more than I get paid, basically. So, yeah. That's just, you know, me throwing some gasoline at the fire a little bit. And under what circumstances do I consider one to be an illegal immigrant? Well, that's a pretty touchy subject. Of course, if you sneak over the border, you're an illegal immigrant, and if you are not seeking, you're not seeking refugee status, you're an illegal immigrant. So if you're not fleeing your country to escape war, persecution, or, you know, some sort of natural disaster, you're a fucking criminal. That's basically it. And I am slightly sympathetic for the ones who are seeking a better life. You know, your country is in financial dire straits, or you're being oppressed politically by your government. Then I am sympathetic towards your cause and your choice to cross the border illegally. And I give you props because, hey, you fucking made it, and, you know, you're trying to make yourself a better life. So I am slightly sympathetic towards those type of individuals. But I'm on the border about whether or not I would call you a criminal. I don't think you should get more benefits than I will, but I do think you should get benefits to get up on your feet and make a better life for yourself. Because this is what I believe in. I believe in a hardworking individual trying to better themselves. That is what I believe in. Sorry, I don't believe in the government giving out, you know, subsidies that you don't need. Benefits that you don't need or that you will mooch off of. And a lot of people are like, well, you just assume that all Mexicans, blah, 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 you know, mooch off the government. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying, you know. And then they're like, the term anchor baby doesn't exist. Well, that's not what I said either, but anchor babies do exist. Believe it or not, it's not a fucking myth. Humans are greedy fucking bastards, are greedy, manipulative, and they seize every opportunity they can, whether or not it's fair or legal. That's human fucking nature. It's been like that for the last fucking... You know, it's not even human nature. It's fucking animal nature. It's life nature. We seek, we destroy, we seize, and we destroy. We look for something to destroy, and we capture something, and then end up destroying it anyway. We also destroy ourselves. So that's human fucking nature. Anchor babies exist. Fucking illegal immigrants mooching off the government fucking exist. Okay? I do think criminal illegal immigrants do deserve to get deported. Okay? And when I say criminal, okay, take that with a grain of salt. I don't mean somebody who crossed the border as being illegal. However, I do think that, you know, if you're like some drug lord or, you know, you're breaking laws and shit, you should get deported right away. And I don't think minorities should have more rights than a majority. I think it should be equal and that we should all be given the same fucking opportunities. And for the most part, we are. But when it comes to shit like that, it's just bullshit. Okay? And if you're seeking refugee status or asylum, I don't think you should be deported until the court decides what to do with you. And do I believe in, you know, and I already touched, you know, immigrating due to dire economic strains and political oppression. And then, do I think crossing the border legally is too hard? No, I don't think it's too fucking hard. I think if you want to cross the border fucking legally, you should have a hard time doing it. You know, at least not visiting, but moving to the United States. Because, hey, fucking, you know, I was born here, so why should I just fucking... I should have a choice on where my fucking tax dollars are spent. So that's my take on that. I'm sorry, you know, I think it should be the same way around. I think if I go to Mexico, it should be fucking hard for me to get fucking Mexican citizenship. Which I would get imprisoned if I went to Mexico. Okay, and do I think deportation laws are too strict? Maybe. Sometimes, yeah. I think they are, but for the most part, I think they're pretty fucking reasonable. And why do I think illegal immigration is a problem? I think I kind of touched on that. You know, it's tax dollars going to somebody who sometimes doesn't deserve it, or I feel shouldn't be getting my money because they crossed the border illegally. They knew our fucking deportation laws. There's a reason why they snuck over here. They knew it was illegal. Come on. They know what they're fucking doing. And then again, you know, more police on the border also creates more jobs. And then more education systems for illegal immigrants to become American citizens also creates more jobs. Granted, they are government jobs, but hey, even local schools, you know, people who have a teaching degree who just want to teach, you know, just because. You know, there's so many great ideas that we could turn, you know, this immigration into a way to benefit both Mexicans and Americans, both countries, and that could, you know, financially secure the economy. And I could go into detail about that, but I am running out of time. Anyway, this is Logan from Geeks of the West signing out. Peace out. Have a good one. Thank you for watching my video. Give me charge.